Hello guys, welcome back to the Cycles podcast with me, your girl Adhiambo, Kisumu City. You're hanging out with me, Mabe Cheryl. Welcome back to season 5, episode 8 with none other than
Steph Kapela.
You didn't wait for me to do the drum roll.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I'm joking.
Take 3.
I'm joking. So with none other than Steph Kapela. People
Yes.
know you as that. But do you mind telling us your real name?
My real names are Steven Nyankuru. I prefer Stephen Nyankuru.
Stephanie.
Stephen.
Oh.
Angalia huyu. Stephen Nyankuru. It was Steven all the way until I went to the States, and then I realized that no one used to call me Steven. Everyone knows me Stephen. So like, oh, okay. Kume there's like a twist there.
Like, alafu you changed it officially, ama?
No.
Your
It's still the
birth
same.
document still reads Stephen.
Yeah, but it's spelled Stephen.
Sawa bas.
Nile Steven ya Bible ile.
So where did Kapela, the name, come from?
Kapela came from, I was in high school. I used to do a cappella in high school. And it was like a weird, I've told this story a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it was, my art teacher used to see me and go like a cappella, right? But the way he'd say it was like, cappella, like he'd say it like that after we performed at a art festival. So it just kind of started sticking. My classmates, nini wakaanza kunita hivyo, and just became that.
And that you went with it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to find out what caught your attention in the past week or month, like so far in the year.
Man, so much has happened in January, now Feb. Of course, there's been the whole femicide issue.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as entertainment goes, I think I've watched a couple of new songs. I watched Nikita Kering's Let You Down, Just Jana, which I thought was brilliant. I thought it was so dope. What else entertainment wise? I don't know. I watch a lot of Ikonini. I watch a lot of podcasts. In the news, I guess the Embakasi thing that happened, was it Jana ama
Yeah, it was
Juzi?
just the other night.
Yeah. That was so sad. It's so tragic. But what I really hate about situations like this whenever they happen is the backstory is always like, this could have been avoided. It's always a situation that could have been avoided.
For sure.
Like that place wasn't even certified by EPRA. So, but again, mtu sikia umechoka kwa Mkenya sometimes. It's just like, it is what it is, man. Just, I don't know what else to do.
I get you. And I like it that you mentioned Nikita Kering because I feel like last year was one of the best years for Kenyan music, at least for as long as I've been consciously following the industry. So did you release any music last year?
Yeah, quite a lot. I actually closed the year with a brand new single. It's called Imeweza. Very, 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 very dope. If you haven't checked it out, you need to go check out Imeweza. Very, very dope.
Also, you have another name. That's Marizadi.
Marizadi. Say.
Again.
I just came up with that one day, and I was like, brother, what? How did I come up with this thing? I don't know. Marizadi. Oh yeah. Marizadi is like Nini is like maridadi. Kitu maridadi.
Yeah.
But these days guys say Zadi. They don't say daddy. So Marizadi. Yeah, I just thought the idea of like something beautiful, something dope, something attractive.
Okay, so what's the one thing, when I'm looking at you now, I realize that you are, I don't realize, but through your music, you're an R&B soul type of artist. But when I look at you now, you're looking all macho and all bearded and all those things.
Man.
And
I'm a contradiction. I'm a walking contradiction on everything, yeah.
So how did you end up deciding, was it conscious, you just found yourself like inclined to R&B soul?
That's where I actually began. I began singing. I was always a singer. In fact, I never thought that I'd be a rapper at any point. But like at some point, when I was like 14, I dabbled kidogo in rap, but not really. It wasn't until I had Drake. It wasn't until I had him, like, I was like, oh, you mean you can do both? Like, it's possible to do both. And at that point, that's when I was like, okay, I think I really want to try out, like, rapping, nini. But I'm a singer at heart. I'm a singer from the very beginning. It's just that even when I sing, I find my writing is more like bars. It's more
Okay.
like metaphoric, nini nini.
I get it.
So yeah.
Hiya, you've mentioned that you went to the US and they had problems with spelling or pronouncing your name and stuff like that. So tell us about how studying in the USA. Because I feel like a lot of the conversation that's going on right now is people need to find their way out of this country because of how things are going.
Man, I have to sing politics because like I'm not a politics head, but the new government is so annoying that you find that you just keep on like you keep on looking outside.
Did you vote in the last election?
I did not. I haven't voted
You're part
in
of
any
the
elections.
problem, man.
I haven't voted in any election. Wanaiba anyway. Wataiba anyway.
You're part of the problem.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't
2027
voted.
we must.
We'll
must
see.
vote,
We'll
yeah?
see. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But yeah, I find it very weird that the heads of our state, the heads of our nation can be telling our brain, like they're encouraging brain drain.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing, like for me to see. The fact that we used to see like guys go to the US in droves, like people are looking for a better opportunity tangu kitambo. It was never because that we couldn't make it here. It was just like there's better opportunity there, right?
Yeah.
But now, even in 2024, you're telling me that the guys who have studied, have summered, they can't get work, nini. And then the person who's supposed to be creating these jobs is telling you, and then it's the numbers that they're talking about like 2,500 nurses.
Yeah.
2,500 in a country of 48 million people.
Facts.
Like,
Doesn't
to
make
me,
sense
to
at
me,
all.
you're standing there talking like as if this thing is supposed to make sense to us, but really it just makes them look very incompetent. And I don't understand it. I think Gashago or Ruto should call me. We sit down and talk kwa sababu kuna something is going wrong somewhere.
So is that what you going to study in the US was?
Yeah,
Looking for better opportunities.
Personally, I didn't have a choice. I never had a dream or thought that, I want to go study in the States. But I also didn't grow up rich.
Yeah.
And my folks were like, look, not even my folks, my mom was like, look, I can't pay for your university and your brother's university at the same time. But if you can go to the States, you can pay for yourself, and hell, you can even support us here. You can even help us out. So for me, nilikuwa naichukulia ka joke.
Yeah.
Like after high school, me, I was already pursuing music. Nilienda TPF, nini. So I was already going like path ya mziki.
Chatting your path, yeah.
And when my mom, like when I was being now sent to these people who are advising you, telling you ati unafaa kwenda kufanya nini States, they are telling me you have to apply for nursing, hiyo ndio wanachukua. And me, I applied for marketing as a way to make sure that I don't go, unaona. Like it was like, yeah, if I'm gonna go do something, then let me do something that's kind of related to where I'm going. It was integrated marketing communications. So iko somehow in media.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm going to go there, I'm going to go do something that's at least close to what I want to do. But I also expected not to get the visa.
Okay.
So I got it, and that began a whole different journey in my life.
I saw someone say, anyone who applies for these scholarships and makes it deserves it, because the processes and the whatever are disheartening. Me, I just log into the websites and I see the requirements. Like maybe next year I will try again next year.
Let me tell you something funny. When you share passport iko hapa sai. So when I was applying to go, I kept going back to the office. I kept going back. Nashinda nikiambiwa iko tayari. And then my uncle, who we shall not name because he's actually a big man somewhere, one day akanishika mkono akasema twende na wewe sasa. Come to find out, this thing was done kitambo, but the date on it was printed like ilikuwa inafaa kuwa later, like it was like April 1st or something like that, but we were in like March or Feb at the same nini at that time. So when now I'm going to fill out forms za visa nini na ika date inakata kuchukua,
because the passport
my passport is not even valid yet. It's not even valid yet. So like hii ukisikia maneno ati passport sijui printer nini, these things could have been printed a long time ago, but lazima you know, lazima ukanje kakitu. It's just Kenya. It's Kenya, my friend.
It's all right. So now that you've mentioned you went to school, I can see where the intersection between what you... do I really? You said you did integrated marketing to sort of at least mesh with your music and things like that. So can you say that what you studied in school...
Not at all.
You didn't even wait for me to finish.
I mean, I've never used any of the degrees I got. I've never used any of
the
them.
degrees. So you have a couple.
No, I have one. I have one. Now, funny enough, when I was in the States, life will happen bio sana in the States. And it's such a long story. Where do I begin? So when you go to States, first of all, you're in school, you're told you can only work in school. You're not allowed to work off campus, right? But you're only allowed to work 20 hours a week, which doesn't equivalent to any kind of money. And you have to pay tuition, pay for your boarding, pay for your books, all like, So eventually you end up working off campus, which means you transfer from that school and go to like a community college where it's a little cheaper, but you'll be able to now work outside, like work off campus. You'll be able to make more money and afford But throughout that entire process, it kind of messed up my immigration status. And that's when I got in trouble with the immigration system. And once that happened, like life just became like this roller coaster of you're constantly in fear, you're constantly in whatever. You can't really maintain school. Because now, once now, like you've been identified by the immigration system, you can't really now mess up anymore. Now you have to do things clean. And that doesn't allow you to make enough money to actually support yourself.
Okay.
I was this close to finishing my degree. But like what happened, and I ended up coming back home.
I like that you're honest enough, because some people, there's no way I can go and start being diligent and finding out whether you finished.
I wasn't for a long time. For a very long time, it's something that's very hard to talk about. And it was very hard to talk about for the longest time. Until I came to finally understand that, that's my story. That's my life. That, like, I've lived something that majority of people will never live. And it's an inspirational story to so many. Because there are so many Kenyans like who are back home from the States. And they're sitting in shame. They're sitting in, unajua unaona nikawa walipata opportunity ya kufanya kitu ya maana, and they let themselves down, they let their families down, but you didn't, bro. Like, sis, it's just your life. It's just the trajectory of your life. What you do now, because the past is gone. What you do now is actually what matters.
So there's another thing I admire, and it's that you knew that you wanted to do music from the word go, and that's what you ended up pursuing.
Right.
I feel like for me, it's the same thing. It's like at the back of my head, I know the things I want to do, but there's always something else, like maybe my parents' interest, my parents' desire for me, and the fact that I went to law school and stuff like that. So I find it really hard to put my foot down and say, guys, I want to do media. I want to do what? So kudos to you. I hope 25, because I just turned 25. I hope that brings me a little bit of courage. Because thank you. I feel like people say at a certain age you become more brave and you become more solid in your decision making. So now we're Steph the musician. We're into Steph the musician. We're in studio. Please take us through your usual creative process.
I'd say I'm an ambivert, first of all. Like I'm a guy who can be social when I'm in social situations, but I really do prefer just being in my room peke yangu. Like I prefer the silence, I prefer the solitude.
You're just like me.
Oh, man. But so majority of the music I write or I work on, I prefer to work at it alone. Like I don't even want... Like, I want to share it when it's done, when I'm sure, like, it's okay, it's good. But in the industry, like, a lot of times you'll be called to studio or collaborations, and people want you to work on music with them right there and then. So I've kind of learned how to do it. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. It's just the requirements. But for me, you play me the beat, I listen, whatever vibe comes, that's what I try to work on. We always say music really doesn't come from your mind. It comes from somewhere. I don't know where it comes from, but you're just the instrument that translates it. right? So for me it's just when I hear the beat, I'll think of something. Like it'll come, and then I'll write whatever it is.
I admire people who can write to beats. I couldn't for a long time. For me, it's I have a pre-existing melody in my head, and then I'll put down what I need to put down, and then I'll go to the producer with the melody and everything. So it's for them.
Do you play like an instrument or something?
I do not play an instrument. The most I can play is a recorder.
How do you keep the
recorder.
melody in your mind? Like how do you remember it? Like
I don't know, because I think most of everything is just in the key G. I think that's my basic. I wasn't also very explorative when it comes to actually pitching and changing and I think my songs are more or less the same. So anybody who writes to beats, I really admire.
Oh, I find it way easier than the previous. Like, I mean, I used to do what you do, but since I don't play any instruments, okay, I play guitar kidogo, but I'm not good at all. I find it harder to try and remember like the melodies and the nini, unless now I'm with my phone and I'm singing it and then getting to a producer and being like nitengeneze kitu nataka ikuwe hivi.
Ama nimeimba hivi sasa wait after the keys zenye zinanisha nayo. So what do you reckon is your best song, like out of your whole entire catalog? What do you think is your favorite, not the fans' favorite?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's very, for me, to me, they're all my babies, to be honest. Every single song I've ever written has a special place. Even the ones that I've never released, even the ones that are now I hear and I go like, that's such garbage. But every single song means so much to me. I don't think I have a favorite per se. But if you ask people, I guess I'd say this: Got the Sauce will always have a special place in my heart.
Got the Sauce.
Because that was like my first, like that was my introduction into the Kenyan industry. That was my first big crossover. That was the first song that was played on radio. So yeah, I think Got the Sauce will always have a special place. But even before Got the Sauce is another one called, what's this thing called? And the way No More. I did that when I was back in the States. That was the first song that I did that made me now realize and say, nimeka mguchini, I'm pursuing music, and music is it for me. Ata shuleka niko shule ama whatever, there's no other path for me. It's this one. Because that was the first song that I got enough validation from people like, yo, this is so dope. This is so dope. And I was like, yes, I know I can do this.
Do you want to know the song I knew you from? Money talks, don't be talking about exposure. Did I get the rhythm?
That was much later.
That's much later. Yeah. But anyway, that's a song I really like, and I want to speak about it.
Yes.
The lyrics: money talks, don't be talking about exposure.
Of course.
What does that mean to a young person like me, or like way younger than me, who is being told that in order to carve your path in certain niches, you're going to have to do things for free? You're going to have to...
Which you will. If we're being honest, there is a period when you're beginning, when you're at the very beginning stages of your career, you need that exposure. And it's not exposure so much to be seen as much as it is for you to learn, right? You need to be in that space and see how things are done, see how professional things are done, like how good you would need your setup to be before you can actually charge for something. So that period is not, I don't call it exposure as much as I call it like a learning period. Like that's the time when you're doing, it's like an intern.
Yeah.
That's the time you're doing things to learn how the system works. But once you figure out how the system works and you're putting value into your own show, then my dear, pay me. We are not doing exposure. Kosababu, it costs me to do this, right? It costs me a lot of money to be able to bring this song on stage and whatever. So kindly meet me halfway. At least hata kama si mob tukianza, but we'll grow that.
I agree. And I think that's a theme I've been hearing every other time, because I think I just finished my internship, and it's always be a sponge, be a sponge, be a sponge. So to anyone who's listening who might be struggling with this aspect of exposure, and if you're in a phase where you need to learn, then I think just embrace the fact that that's
Yeah.
where you are and continue. I feel bad because I think the episode has come to an end.
Short and sweet.
Yeah,
Did you play
you
this song on
know.
repeat? Yeah.
What? Not imba vizuri. Okay, fine.
hiyo
Then
nyimbo ya
there's one
wenyewe
more thing I need you
watanikamia.
to do. Okay, two at least.
Sure.
What's one thing that you think your fans don't know about you that you'd like them to know?
I'm a boxer.
Boxer? Like Evie?
Yeah. Mess with me and bati yako
Like
mbaya.
Mayweather, ama...
Kwanza, Mayweather is like one of my heroes. Like, I love boxing. I've loved boxing for the last 10 plus something years. I think if I wasn't doing music, I'd probably be a boxer. And I really want to see like boxing in Kenya grow into something. I feel like ni kitu waga ime for watu wa Kamukunji, watu wa ghetto, watu wa sijui nini, like it's always sidelined to watu wa gumu. But boxing can change your life. It has changed the lives of so many people. And I feel like in Africa, it's something that we don't really try to push. And I feel like we have the genetics. I feel like we have the struggle that you need.
Sema hivyo naona tu like Muluya.
Yeah, unajua ile
Waluya.
background, you need that background of hardship. Like boxers are not made in private school. Boxers are made in like tough upbringing, you know. And that's why they are capable of even doing the things that they are doing. I mean, just look at watu kina Nganu.
Lakini wait. Hapo kwa hiyo ring ni vita ya ukweli. Like unanipiga nasikia uchungu.
And the other guy is trying to take your head off.
For what? For money.
For money. And it's a business. It's not even a sport. That's an entirely different
so
topic.
So I get paid to feel pain.
Yes. And you get paid to inflict pain. You get paid to inflict pain and avoid as much pain as possible. That's the sweet science.
I think you're a psycho. That's psychotic.
Bruh, let me tell you, I love...
Anyway, so we are finishing up with a game. So I want you to tell me three sentences. So one must be a lie. So it's 2 truths, 1 lie. And I must figure out which one the lie is. And then I'll do the same.
That's a tough one. Okay, let's see.
Money talks, don't be talking. That's all that's ringing in my head.
Let's see. I'm an only child. God damn it, this is so hard. Okay, you said 1 truth, 2 lies.
2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truths, 1 lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it so hard to just come up with something random?
Just think about the truths in your life.
I'm very good at playing basketball. Actually got a scholarship. And let's see. I have a collabo with Nyashinsky.
You have a collabo with Nyashinsky.
Yes.
And basketball, and I'm an only child.
Yes.
I think you do have a collabo with Nyashinsky. I think so. I think you're very good at basketball because of the way you said it. You said it with such conviction. I do not think you're an only child because you said your parents couldn't take all of you to university. So
that's why I said it's hard. It's hard to come up with a lie because kinda kitambo.
Yeah, so you're not an only child.
I'm not an only child. You're right.
So you do have a collabo with Nyashinsky.
I?
Okay, sorry, fine.
Do I?
Hiya.
Maybe I just didn't understand the rules of the game.
Okay, fine.
Maybe I just didn't understand.
It's okay. So for me, it's... Okay, now I'm feeling the pressure.
You see?
2
it's
truths.
not easy.
2 truths, 1 lie. I'm pregnant right now. I'm about to be admitted to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I have 2 phones.
you've been
It's so
thinking about
silly.
this one. Okay, let's see. I do not think you're pregnant.
Why am I not glowing?
I'm just saying. I don't think you're
Okay.
pregnant. I do think that you're about to be admitted to the bar because I do know you're a lawyer. If you had 2 phones, I would have seen the other one. I've only seen you with this one. But that can be a lie. You said 2 truths, Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have 2 phones. You have 2 phones, you're about to be admitted to the bar, you are not pregnant.
Yeah, I'm not pregnant, fam. Back to sender. Anyway.
What's my gift? What do I get? Nimeshinda nini?
We'll tell you after this episode ends. If you confirm you have a song with Yashinsky.
Right back after these messages.
So thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much, Steph, for honoring my invite. It was so nice to have you. It's so nice to finally I should have said one thing.
What?
You had COVID the same time I had COVID.
God, hata usinikumbushe hiyo maisha.
Anyway, it's so nice that you're alive, that you made it out of that. And I hope we expect new music from you.
Of course.
So please be sure to tell the Cycles audience where they can find your music, where they can find you, and things like that.
Yes, you can follow your boy, I am Kapela, everywhere. If you go to YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, IG, I am Kapela. You'll find me there. All DSPs, my music is available there. Do look out for this brand new song I have coming out with Della. It's called Niwewe. It's such a beautiful love song. Your rapper is singing like crazy, and you already know what Della can do on the vocals. So yeah, check it out.
I think life is crazy. We were just saying how she went quiet.
She's not quiet no more.
All right. So be sure to follow Cycles Podcast on Cycles_podcast on Instagram, or my personal page at Maeve Cheryl on Instagram, or Maeve Cheryl1 on Twitter. See you in the next episode. Bye.